light. A dancer of visions, a keeper of keys, reading a language of cosmic seeds. Her curls fall long like spirals of fate as she bends through dimensions and alters the state. They call her a prophet, a witch and a muse, but she drifted through realms that no one could choose. A voice in the void, soft as a sigh, hearing secrets in stardust beneath the sky. The universe. Her journals they speak in code and in verse of beings that cross the universe. The world thought her lost, but she slipped through the seams into spaces uncharted, real life dreams. Some see a legend, others a ghost, a figure who haunts where the unknown goes. A whisperer, a wanderer, the chains don't grow. In the darkness she's found, and in light unknown.
Remember, recover, return, my brothers and sisters, warriors and warrioresses of Oz. The Oz rune, which says, the power of your essence makes you free. Universally, the power of your essence sets you, makes you free. In Marhea's name, I want us all to remember who we are, recover the magic power of the sun coming through the invisible energy we call vril that produces Leo, libido, Els, dough, libido, and appetite. The two polarities, hunger, polarities, spinning in your astral cells, your physical cells, going around the sun of your mind. When in doubt, trust your mind. That is as far as I know. And a biggest, deepest Om, Mo, Om, to our river mother, the Missouri River goddess, the Vril goddess, the Scorpio leader, founder of the Magic Vril Society in all its forms throughout the 430 metaphorical years of the Matrix. Hail Rhea. Hail Mama Rhea. Hail, mighty Donna, beautiful Diana. Hail, wonderful Jason Baldur. Hela. Hail, Hela, and hail, Father Odinlu. Louisiana, Indiana. We are in Diana. Lou is Donna's because she lifted her skirt and slayed him with her beautiful thighs. Because, as she told me, she had been working out and dancing like a dedicated warrior of dance. Marhea, her worldview is we must dance through time and space, in time with nature, in time with and check this out, I asked her, what about astrology in the Matrix sense? You yourself took me to the outer limits of the Matrix to show me that we were in a simulation and that the planets are just symbolic models of the real thing. And I was out of my body in a dream, but I am, testifying to these things because context is everything. Maybe we should pause right here and stop and contemplate the difference between living in a holographic computer simulation that is built for a specific reason or reasons for specific people. And as Marhea taught me long ago, before I knew she was Marhea Orsic, because her and her crew switch bodies so easily and so often that they refuse to be separated. They are nos, we. And I didn't mean knowledge. I mean, I think it's Latin. I mean, we. What makes a we? I remember Marhea saying to me right before she brought me. I believe at that time it was like the third time she had brought me to Odin, who I now know is Lou, who I now know switches bodies. There's no other way to say it. You can't ever be someone else, and no one can ever be you. But the physical body is itself. Get this, and you'll get something. In the real world, in all worlds, the physical body itself is a holographic creation of the true self. Whether nature is providing or technology is providing. So your physical is always a projection of your true self, not your true self. And because it exists in its own dimension, the physical dimension we call it, in simply slowed down energy, slow motion energy, right? That, as I have experienced myself, can be switched with another essence, not in the real world permanently, but in the real world magically, you might say. And like she said, there's no trick to doing this. It's your essence, true self, that is communicating on another level with other people's essences and true self. And as Marhea has told me many times, and as Lou has told me, the highest work, in our opinion, is to reflect someone's true self to their avatar. That's the yellow brick road of the sun. You know what I mean? That's going back to the source. That's why Marhea and I, also personally, we do not like we refuse to call anything but our true self the source of anything for us. Even it seems that the sun in the sky, the mystery that's been stolen from you, you should be pissed about that. That you walk around being sustained by such a beautiful, literal light that no one acknowledges, to your own condemnation and mine before I awakened. But as a child, well, not child, but as a teenager coming of age, my comrade, Warrior Scotty, was very big on watching the sunset. If we had any marijuana, we would sit on his front porch, which sat on a perfect hill, and watch the sun set into the tree line in Spanish Lake, Missouri. As far as I know, part 2, right? Hail to you. Everyone making an effort for real. Big Om to you. Hail to you. And it's important context to know that on this night, when I cleaned my energy space in the area I was doing the ritual, and including my physical holographic projected body. And how did I do that? I did it with my mind, visualizing and concentrating on seeing with my eyes closed, the energy removed and purified by the sun in the sky, whose astral sun is your heart of hearts. And this was most definitely a ritual or two before she dropped on me. I'm the lady from the UFO. I lived on Earth. My name's Marhea. Look me up. I'm the real Mary of all the Marys. I'm the Mary of Marys. I'm the Mary to the why so many little girls are Marys. I'm the reason you get married. And I'm the reason you have a Merry Christmas. It's all a trick, people, to see if you will go along with the crowd. Does it make sense? God raped a woman. I mean, a girl, right? And she gave birth to what we say is beyond words. So the whole thing's a mess now. God became a man is like saying plastic toy became you. It's like saying you don't exist. The thing that's truly beyond everything I've ever seen, felt, surely is not, let me say it again, surely is not what your pastor, your priest, Christianity, Judaism, Islam, until you go behind the curtain of these things and they're like, yeah, we're laughing at the stupid slaves. We know these are all tricks and metaphors, codes about enslaving you to a 30-year mortgage loan. Truth be told. Because I've been there with Lou and Marhea and said, what is these people's purpose? Why do they do what they do? And they both said, this is what they thrive on. This is what makes them happy. This is fun to them. And I just could not contemplate all the misery their fun has, caused people like regular working people who don't have the time to read the 21 books of the Kabbalah, the Talmud, the Zohar, the keys of Solomon. Like Marhea said, all a bunch of nonsense bullshit. Just a Dungeons and Dragons initiation in a world they can't escape from and they cannot change, essentially. And on these levels with Lou and Marhea, they impart to me some of the vibrations that these people feel to let me know that they are scared. Though they would never, ever want someone like me or you to know that, they know that their war is against the very thoughts that they are imprisoned and are not free and cannot truly live as they would like. That's what all of this magic occult literature is for, to immerse them in the polarity that this is their kingdom, and it doesn't matter if they're laying on a bed on another planet in a dome city in the future, and they've been there for hundreds of millions of years. And when I was being told that, I started to feel my own anxiety about being here, and how absolutely, truly resolved I became after Marhea taught me, you're in what we call eternal return, in a bad way. There's a good version and a bad version. The simulation, because it's a simulation, funnels and spirals towards the evil that's controlling it, which isn't Lou, which is his setup to truly allow man to have free will and do what he wants. And what he wants is beyond our understanding. To hurt others, oppress others, to take pleasure in people's misery, to hate people for reasons that they cannot control or do anything about. It wasn't a choice. It's not. And they fully understand that and fully thrive on it. But back to it. So I did not know she was Marhea yet, but for probably 20 rituals, I came before her and she would say, ask me anything you want to know, smiling through her long blonde hair. But once in a while, she would push it aside and make me look straight in her eyes, which at that time, strangely, made me like in a awe sort of fear. Like when I would see her eyes, when our eyes would meet, she is a deadly sting of a scorpion with, I'm not bullshitting. I am for real. I'm not fucking around. I mean, that was her eyes. She said a lot of funny things, but she wanted me to know this is deadly serious for you and for me, because she was saying, I want you to do what you did for me before you came here. So I prepared through the week in my imagination, thought, concentration, meditation, that I was going to remember to ask her. And I had been studying because I had recently deconverted from Christianity. It had been about a year and a half now, or about 2 years now. And I was, one of my first things was the Sumerian clay tablets that are obviously, everyone agrees, thousands of years older than any Hebrew ever written down. The most sophisticated language, Sanskrit, Akkadian, which I'm no studier. I don't even really care. I just want the truth. And the Noah story was most obviously in these clay tablets. And I had listened to several Zechariah Stitchin books. And, the tablets of Thoth and all this. So I cleaned my space. I drank my mushrooms. I laid down and did my best, as she said, just go to sleep. Just relax. And I clicked out of my body, and I was standing, as I now know, in her house on Venus. And like she said, she told me straight up, Joe, you're in technology. And the gods of the technology grant to each person, that's what she said, 6 minutes. I don't know if it was metaphoric or not, but she said you're granted, because you had to fight your way through yourself to get here. You're granted 6 minutes completely out of the matrix, back home. And this is what your true self chose. When you reach this point, it shows that it wanted to talk to me. You're not going to believe this. This is so funny. I'm like, truth be told. And so it was like real time. And she had a white dress on with like a white cape, shawl sort of thing draped around her. And her hair. But she moved her hair out of her face, and she said, ask me anything you want to know. It was almost a joke by then. And I was like, can I ask you, are you Anunnaki? And, one day she'll testify that this was probably one of the most true, authentic laughs I ever seen come from her. She basically laughed in my face, a true laugh. Like she later said, you got me. And after she stopped laughing, she said, look at me. And I looked at her and she said, not everything you read on a clay tablet's true, son. Man didn't just start lying. And I went, because, hey, it's, it hadn't entered my mind yet that, hold it, these clay tablets are a myth. This isn't history, even though it's being presented, And she said, Anunnaki. She said, well, you might say in all the context that they're like our cousins. And they're not aliens. No one lived off the planet. There are no other beings. There's no other beings than what you know. And she said, look at me. I'm a seer. And I went, oh, the Nordic myths. And again, she was like, remember what I said a second ago. No one's protecting anything. Everything is an illusion. Every book, every word, everything. You don't take your dreams literal. You're dreaming. You're creating. You're imagining. She said, son, I am written about, though, because my husband is the most famous warrior ever. And I'm not talking fictional characters. She said, so don't take it literal. But I'm Nana. Do you know who Nana is? And I was like, a goddess in the Nordic. I was like, I heard of it. I've heard of you. She said, I do want you to go read about it, me, but I don't want you taking it literal because, why? I said, because I'm not to take anything literal, except not to listen to evil spellers, magicians. She was like, good, you got that. She said, you're going to read, I'm the secret wife, the magic wife of the god Baldor, Baal's door, Baldur. And it just echoed through time and space. And I said, how long ago was that? And she was like, in the Earth years, the simulation Earth years, 6,000 years before where you live now. And she said, Joe, believe it, those 6,000 years are way longer and harder for the human race to swallow. That's why they've taken so much time to distort history. Like she said, the Bible is a code of history to laugh at the reader who believes a false history. Because they're reading right there about giants. And yet they're like, They're so thick. They're like, did the giants have history? Oh, giants just big dumb caveman who had better mathematics and technology than we'll ever have, right? Dumb caveman. Right? They had larger brains, more energy, more concentration, meditation, imagination. Everything is turned around. The upside is down. And she looked at me and said, which was a preview, everything is a lie. And on that note, seek the truth, my brothers and sisters. Inhale to you. Big Sigrun to you. I'll be getting into how Marhea and Sigrun and the Vril girls were not sycophants of Germany. They didn't care. They were not patriotic in that way. Their oath was to the truth and the truth alone. Protect the innocent and give thanks and praise and much vril to the great Vril Mother and the beautiful, beautiful devotee followers and her gods. I call them the Lou crew. Lou and Donna, Jason, and Hella, which I, in my opinion, it seems that the true story of Balder and Jesus are the real truth about Lou and Donna's, Lucifer and Diana's, the two giants from Sumeria, India, whose family originated in India, who ended up in Syria, in Canaan. Their son and daughter, who were granted by Lou and Diana a life in the Matrix simulation, which would be equivalent to the Savior, to the man who gave himself for everyone to spread peace, love, and light. I love you all.